Hey everybody, this is Mickey with Freeroaming Photography, and I just wanted to give you another quick little geology lesson. In this one we are looking at the glacial moraines that are at the base of Avalanche and Garnet Canyon. And for most people, those aren't going to be familiar landmarks. What you're more likely going to recognize are the two lakes, one in particular that are at the base of, that are behind that glacial moraine. And just real quick, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you want to support me through my photography channel or my journey, there are links down in the description that help you do that. But going back into the moraines, those moraines that you can see from this photo lie just at the base of the Tetons. It's one large moraine really. But you'll notice there's brighter trees on it, and the brighter trees have nothing to do with the soil or anything like that. It's just that there was a forest fire there back in the late 90s, and so those trees just happen to be younger than the other forest around them. So what you're seeing there is actually evidence from the glaciers that were in Avalanche Canyon and Garnet Canyon. And during the last ice age, what they were doing is they were pushing down a lot of dirt and sediment. They were basically carving out those canyons. And what they did is they brought a lot of that crushed up rock and dirt and sediment down with it and deposited it at the foot of the canyons. And because those canyons just happened to converge, they created one large glacial moraine. And as they came down from the canyons, they dug a deep hole at the base before pushing back up onto the surface, and what's left over from that is Taggart Lake and Bradley Lake. So those two popular glacial lakes are what lie behind that moraine, and Taggart Lake, of course, is one of the most popular hikes in the Tetons, so well worth doing, well worth checking out. And the hike even involves climbing up and ascending that moraine, which is not terribly hard. It's not a very hard climb. If you're not an avid hiker, if you don't do a lot of hiking, you might find it a bit challenging for that stretch, but for the most part, it's not very difficult at all. But glacial moraines like that are all over the Tetons, and you will see them at the foot of the Tetons in lots of different places, Jenny Lake and Jackson Lake, once you know how to look for them, because every canyon created some kind of moraine. Some were large enough to hold a glacial lake and others weren't. These just happen to be large enough. So Bradley Lake is the lake that got deposited from Garnet Canyon, which is much steeper, and you can see it's a much straighter drop. Whereas Avalanche Canyon is the one that created Taggart Lake. So what you can see is that coming straight down from Garnet Canyon is where you'll find Bradley Lake. And then coming down from Avalanche Canyon, you'll have Taggart Lake. And because they were two separate canyons with two separate forces depositing two separate sets of soil essentially, there is also a little glacial moraine between the two, which the Valley Trail does traverse, and it makes a great loop if you want to get both hikes in. You can travel up and over the moraine twice to get to Bradley Lake and then come back over to Taggart Lake, or vice versa. Once you know the geology, it's really neat to kind of see all that as you're traveling up and down and over it. And there's also the Beaver Ponds Trail, which goes to the south side of the moraine and travels down from there, and travels along the base of that as you make your way back to the trailhead, or vice versa, maybe you start there. So once you know what to look for, you'll be able to pick out other glacial moraines that are at the base of the Tetons. They usually have a lake with them. As mentioned, Jenny Lake, Jackson Lake, Lee Lake is another one, and even Phelps Lake has a glacial moraine that the Moose Wilson Road travels over. If you take the Boulder Ridge Trail to access Phelps Lake, which is one of the lesser traveled trails, you will actually go over that moraine. You'll see that kind of little peak that you climb up to and drop back down to the lake. So yeah, not much more to say about that one. This was a short and sweet little geology lesson about the Tetons, and hopefully that helps you out in other places. Maybe you're in other places where you see that moraine more pronounced. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if you do want to support me, there are ways down in the description. You can click on any of those links, and it is hugely appreciated. Thank you so much for anybody that supports me. Even just liking and commenting on this video helps a lot as well. But thank you all so much, and I will see you all next time.